Oh, hi. I am Jo. Welcome to Sewing Nerd Studios. I am overwhelmed, and I promise I'm working on hopefully a helpful video as far as my indoor versus outdoor setup. The thing that happened last week is I had to nuke my entire computer. I spent 3+ days dealing with my stuff getting hacked, and that is like the tip of the iceberg with things that have been going on. Not everything has been bad, but I feel like the harder I try to get myself back on track, the more off the rails things go. Now, especially with it being Black Friday today, I'm filming this at like noon on Friday. I was beating myself up for not having some kind of like Etsy sale thing going on. But I'm also actively making myself move off of Etsy. So like that whole aspect of it aside, I know right now I do not have the capacity to get like an online shop drop going. So without getting on any kind of soapbox, I just wanted to check in and say hi, apologize for like not being particularly present lately. Everything's a lot. And I got some bad news as far as my small business for the okay one thing at a time. I'm gonna start taking off my nail polish, and I'm gonna try gel nail polish for the first time. We'll see how it goes. One of my best friends sent me a little kit. Hi, Samowitch, thank you for sending me some goodies. I tried press-ons a couple weeks ago, and I literally ripped all of my nails apart, taking them off. It was excruciating the whole time they were on. That's not true. When I first put them on, it was fine. Everything was grand. I applied them well, too well, in fact, and then I spent hours trying to get them off, and like, it was a bad time. I'm desperately trying to not have my hands hurt all the time, because I need these. I need my fingies. But it's just been chaos. So I'm going to work on taking the polish off while I give you updates. So here's what happened. If you've been following me for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about Mill Number 5, which is a venue that has hosted me as a vendor at their themed markets for years, since 2019. I was a shopper there before that, especially at the oddity markets, which are my like best performing events across the board, I'd say. Very few exceptions. So anytime I've gotten accepted to be a vendor at an oddity market, it has been like crucial for my business. I just did one last weekend, and that was the worst performing one I've ever done. And I still made like 3.5 times my table cost back. So like compared to other markets in the world, that was not too bad. Like obviously I wish I had made more, but like it was worth doing. So that has not been the case for most of my markets all year this year. I think I mentioned in the video I posted right after the election, where obviously everything has felt heavy from that still. That hasn't gone away. Everything's just been compounding. So the market I did right before the election, I actively lost, like literally physically lost to the abyss, some inventory. So not only did I not make enough sales to make my table back, I basically spent a bunch of money and time to be there. Also, when I'm talking about my nails being completely wrecked, like look at that. What am I supposed to do with that? I'm trying not to like wallow in the negativity, but it's been a tough putt this whole year. So yeah, that market happening in the midst of all the other like big scale crappy stuff happening did not have me in the best of headspaces. Then I had a couple weeks off and kind of let myself regroup, try to rest. Something that has been helpful is a ton of you commented about the kind of like comfort activities, comfort shows, comfort crafts, comfort foods, tattoos that you have gone to go get for yourself to cope with life at the moment, because it is difficult. It still feels difficult for me, as I imagine it's the case for a lot of you. Thanksgiving was yesterday. Thankfully, it was just like a very quiet day. I'm finally watching the Lord of the Rings extended versions. I did not stay awake through all of Fellowship because I have just felt so run down and not at all awake this past week. I've been in an incredible amount of pain. Never thought I'd have to worry about the barometric pressure in regards to my like physical capabilities for the day, but here we are. I'm having a breakthrough period because of the stress levels. So it's been a time. I ate a lot of kettle corn, ate a lot of apple crisp, had some apple cider. I actually have more apple cider. So hi, cheers. And then right before our meal yesterday, I was scrolling through Instagram trying to check in with a couple friends about some upcoming events, and I see a post from mill number 5. I told you we'd circle back to it. That the mill's closing. The mill, I don't understand anything about anything. But the family that owns mill number 5, which is this like historical building, the markets I do are typically on the 5th floor. There's a couple small businesses on the 5th floor as well. Hive & Forge, Red Antler Apothecary, and Curation 250. And then on the 4th floor, it looks like a street. There's like storefronts in the hallway. It's just such a cool little like indoor space. There's a coffee shop called Coffee and Cotton, and there's a soda fountain spot called Dow's. There's a movie theater called the Luna that's always had like indie film fest, and there's a lot of like A24 movies that play there. It's just been a really interesting place for community, like the whole concept of a third space. Mill number 5 has been that for a lot of people for a lot of years, and out of the blue, like unbeknownst to a lot of the business owners, within the past 24 to 48 hours, they found out that at the end of January, so 2 months from now, the shops will no longer be open. It's being sold to a charter school. Not sold, donated to a charter school. And my concept of like, ah yes, donating to education is a good thing. It's not as altruistic of an effort as I initially was reading. I was like, I know this impacts me specifically negatively. Like, big scale, is it better for the town of Lowell that this charter school? I don't know anything about charter schools. Doesn't sound like it's actually that good for the area. And from what I can tell, again, this is like not my forte. But the charter school concept like seems good on paper, but actually actively takes away from like the regular public schools in whatever town they're in. So not great. It doesn't actually seem like it's great. So yes, obviously I'm frustrated because it impacts me directly negatively, because even a slow market at mill number 5 is a market worth doing for me. I have a recurring audience there. People seek my stuff out. I've gotten a lot of custom work from customers there. Thankfully, people like come to look for me there, and folks that follow me here, or just like I had someone that I haven't seen since high school. Like, we were not best friends in high school or anything, but we got along really well. I haven't seen her in 18 years. And she came out with another friend from high school, like one of her friends from high school. I don't dislike this other person. We were never close, but I always thought she was really cool. She came out to say hi because I had posted about it, doing a market there, and she didn't know about it, and was like, this is the coolest place ever. I'm gonna have to start coming more often. And now that's being taken away. And it's frustrating for a lot of things. I have so many vendor friends that like that's their regular source of income is in-person markets there, because online stuff is such a crapshoot. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Yes, it's physically involved going to set up markets and like get your booth ready, and the investment in building a good setup. Like I have put a lot of money into how my display looks, and it's important, but there's so much stuff on the back end of posting stuff online. Like, yes, you can technically do it all from home. I have a nice new camera. I haven't even had time to like learn it and set my photo studio up to like take the product photos and then doing the listings. I do plan on moving to a Shopify store. There's just so many factors that I don't think that's happening before Christmas. So if you were looking to buy anything from me for the holidays and you aren't local, I do have a couple markets. I'll put like a little thing here. There's one on Sunday, so this is going up Friday. I'm doing a market on December 1st in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. It's right downtown. It's at the Old Mill House Coffee. Old Mill House Coffee. And there's like 20 vendors that are going to be behind the coffee shop. And it's during like the tree lighting ceremony and everything happening. It's from 4 to 6 on Sunday. Then the following Friday, the 6th, I am doing the Midnight Merriment Giftopolis event at Eagle Square, 7 Eagle Square in Concord, New Hampshire. I think it's from like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. till midnight, or 11. The market goes till 11, but there's activities to do downtown until midnight. Then some other artists are doing a market in Concord on Saturday at Kimball Jenkins Art School, something like that. I did it last year because of the midnight event. I regretted doing the Saturday market. I don't have that in me anymore. But Sunday, I'm running a market, so the 8th. I'm organizing one at Rockingham Brewing Company. It's from 1 to 4 on Sunday, December 8th. And there's going to be a bakery selling some stuff. One of my favorite potters is going to be there. Sunny Fox Apothecary is going to be there. So Vervain Artworks, Sunny Fox, Bethany M. Clark, who does really cool print artwork and just a real badass. There's going to be several other artists, Granite Firefly Company, who make the coolest candles. Like, I cannot express to you how unique these candles are, and that is a difficult thing to say. Like, everyone makes candles, but nobody makes candles like these guys. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And then my last market of the year, so probably for months, and also one of the last times I'll ever, or not one of the last times, the last time I'm ever gonna get to vend at Mill Number 5, I think I'm gonna be kind of a mess, is December 14th. There's a holiday oddity market. It goes from 12 to 4, and it's on Saturday, December 14th. And I'm so thankful that I got accepted to it. It was one of my best events last year. I'd been waitlisted for that one previous years, and I think I went to see, and like, my hope is tomorrow is a small business Saturday market at Mill 5. There's one more, I don't know what the theme is, but probably some kind of like maker's market, It's a Wonderful Market is probably the name of it. And then there's probably like a last minute Saturday. So every Saturday in December there will be a market at Mill 5. And I'm just thankful I get to go for the oddity market, the holiday oddity market. I have some really rad vendor friends that are going to be there. And I think it's going to be really emotional, actually, but it's literally going to be one of your last chances to see that place. So if you've ever wanted to go, if you're in the area, if you're from New England and you're visiting home for the holidays, like, I urge you to check it out. I think it's going to be a really tough season, knowing that that's going away. I have had really underwhelming markets basically this whole year, and my hope has been, like, I've been very dependent on these next 3 or 4 markets going well, because it's been a hard year for everyone across the board, and the way the past month has not been super helpful. So this is like that much more of a hit for everyone in my community and for myself. So I just want to let you know what's going on and why I have like barely kept myself tethered to the ground the past month. This has been a very difficult November. I already have a hard time with this part of the year because it turns out, shocking that someone living in New England has seasonal depression, but on top of all of my other issues, my body is a lot more difficult to operate. I'm saying this like I live inside of a mech suit of some kind. I'm having a hard time. I'm doing okay, but it's difficult, and I just wanted to be real with y'all, because I know a lot of you are in the same boat too. I don't want to just deal with things as if everything's normal, because it's not, and it sucks, to be honest. So I have the polish off of my nails. I think I need to give my hands a break. Like, again, I cannot express to you how thrashed these are. So I think I'm gonna have to like soak them to try to get more of the polish off. Like, I'm having a time. And then I will try to do the gel polish. If anybody has tips, someone mentioned builder gel. That is not part of the kit I have, and I just want to do like a test run to see, like, do I have a bad reaction to the UV curing process. I have very sensitive skin, so I'm like, I just want to do a bit of a test first before I invest more. But that's something I'm going to try to focus on going forward. Anyway, I'm going to keep this like really low effort, I guess. Like, I'm not going to do much editing here. But the thing I do need to edit in, as always, so many of you like showed up even harder after my last video, which I was not expecting. And like, I know everyone's in a tough spot right now, so like, please don't spread yourself thin by trying to show me extra support. Y'all just being here is enough, but like, I cannot express to you how important Patreon has been this whole year, but like especially with everything currently going on. Y'all are keeping me afloat, and that's not your responsibility. I don't want anyone to feel pressured of any kind. Like, I just feel lucky I've been able to do this for as long as I have, and if my next pivot with this news leads me in another direction, like, I don't know what that is right now. I feel further out to sea than I was even before yesterday finding this news out. So like, just trying to roll with it and see how things go. But I have definitely burnt myself out. I have overdone it, even with trying to like reel it in from how I handled things last year. I've just been working over capacity again. And it's really hard not to when you're running your own small business, you know? So my plan for the next 2 weeks is just to try to get as much inventory as I can for these last couple markets. And also trying to make myself rest. Additionally, there's resting and then there's recharging, which is not something I really let myself focus on, but I have spent little bits of time with some friends. I went to a concert a couple nights ago, and that was just like really enriching. And I got to go to a free like author talk at one of the Boston Public Libraries with Nancy Burrill, who wrote I'm Not Holding Your Coat, which is like a women in punk rock memoir. I cannot recommend it enough. That did good for my soul. Very inspiring, and was like reassuring about some of my like personal morals and ethics, you know? And it made me feel like less of an afterthought, because sometimes I feel that way. And when my body is like this, I feel really high maintenance to the people I exist around. So I'm trying not to be hard on myself for that, because it's very frustrating for me, and I'm sure it's frustrating for them. So just trying to like be kind to myself, get through these next couple weeks, and then the end of the year, I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, like after that holiday market, the holiday oddity market in November 5. I'm gonna not do like shop updates or anything. Also, I'll still have videos every other Friday. I feel like I have missed weeks in here though. But this is the kind of stuff I'm working on. Oh, that's what I started to say. If there's stuff you see in a video or like an Instagram post and I don't have a listing because my Etsy shop is basically defunct at the moment, please feel free to reach out. And if I still have it, I am happy to just send it to you. And I can send like a Square invoice or a payment link or whatever through there. So it's completely feasible to do that. Or if you come to a market but you want to make sure I have the thing, like, you're welcome to get it ahead of time and you can pick it up at the market, or I can ship it to you. I got you if you're looking at a thing but you don't have other access to it. Please feel free to reach out, because I have had a few of you reach out for some of the saddle bags and the sling bags and even some of the smaller pouches. Like, I'm happy to do that. But I have a whole batch of dumpling pouches pinned and ready to get stitched together. They kind of end up looking like little tiny like bear traps. They're like those, the Venus flytrap plants. I have a batch of keychain bags I'm gonna add to the mix. I finished a batch of dog bag holders, which are keychain bags, but I box out the corners and then I make a little like buttonhole on the side so you can put dog bags or tissues in there. And then I also made some card wallets. I had like a batch prepped, but I hadn't sewn it together, so I did do that the other day. And then I'm working on some sling bags, so those are also, I have about 6 I'm gonna make. I think I have 2 or 3 left in my current inventory. Early next week, so like Monday or Tuesday, I will be sending out the December mail time perks for Patreon. So I have them all set aside. It's something I think y'all in particular will be excited about. So I'm looking forward to packing those up, because they're like very special pieces I made. It felt like a turning point in my business in general. I'm looking at them right now, and they're some of my favorite things I've ever made in the entire world. So I'm excited for each of you to have one of those. That's, to be fair, how I feel about most of the things I send out to you. Like, I know sometimes it's a postcard from a trip I've been on, or a little letter, or a mix CD because I'm stuck in 2004, or it's like a prototype test product I'm trying out, or it's something I've specifically made for you, with you in mind, or something I'm very proud of that I think you all people will appreciate. So I'm not feeling completely defeated at the moment. It's hard not having a picture in mind of where things are going, but I'm not giving up yet. And just as always, I appreciate you being here so much. And I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope if you've had to be around family a lot lately and you have found it tough, that you are giving yourself some respite and like taking time away, doing your thing. You are just as important as everybody else in your family. Your feelings are just as valid. Your needs are just as valid and deserve to be met. And I'm just really thankful that you're here. So Per usual, I talked much longer than I meant to, but I just miss y'all. I'm gonna spend some time in the next couple days replying to all the comments. I had a lot of responses to my last video, and a thing I learned about myself is that whole demand avoidance. Like, I get easily overwhelmed when there's like a lot of things to get back to. So I promise I'm not like actively trying to ignore everyone. I just want to like dedicate time to answering all of those. And yeah, I'm gonna head out. Bert is napping on the couch, and I'm going to work on editing this on my laptop and hang out with him, and then probably watch more Lord of the Rings. But I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. I will see you back here in 2 Fridays with that indoor-outdoor market video. There's other stuff I gotta film to add to it, and then just like more and more stuff keeps coming up. So this was like the big offload. This one and the video I posted a couple weeks ago is the like, hey, here's where I've been at. The hacking stuff last week. That's right, I meant to post whatever was gonna happen for this video. That was supposed to be last Friday, but I literally didn't have access to my computer or the time to do it because like I spent multiple afternoons just hanging out at the bank because people tried to steal a bunch of my shit, and it was very, very, very stressful. But again, not feeling defeated. I think I'm on the other side of it. But I lost like all the progress I had made on that video. So I'm starting from scratch. So like, it's gonna take me a minute to get back into that. Cause I was like 80% through editing, and I just needed to do a little talking head voiceover part. But now I've gotta redo the whole thing. So if there's anything to update in that video, I will update you in 2 Fridays. Thank you so much for hanging out. Literally all I was doing was sitting here that whole time, and I now have a wound on my wrist. Why am I like this?